Go.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Huh? Yeah?
Hi, Steve from Steve M Outdoors here, and today just a quick and dirty video about teaching women how to shoot, or perhaps more accurately, things you should consider when teaching the little lady how to shoot. Now, I don't think I'm telling a huge secret by saying that most gun enthusiasts tend to be men, and when women want to learn how to shoot, it tends to be a man that's doing it. So I spend a lot of time at gun ranges. Yeah, surprise, surprise. And occasionally I see, one of the guys bring their significant other out for a day of instruction on shooting. And then, I inevitably see the same things that I've seen 100 times that will virtually guarantee that the lady will not ever be out again. So I figured I'd put together a little video with a few tips that if you're ever asked or volunteer to teach members of the fairer sex about the shooting sports, what you should and shouldn't do. So when you aren't at the range, this is something that you can both do before, during, and after the range trip. And that's have her do some dry firing exercises, preferably with center fire firearms, unless you want to ruin your rimfire. So she can get used to the pull of the trigger, without recoil. You can teach her how to clear the firearm using snap caps or, whatever. The manual of arms to use that particular firearm, how to deal with malfunctions, how to clean it, whatever it may be. Let her get used to handling the firearm so that it isn't alien to her at the range. Next is, this has been fodder for thousands of YouTube videos, such as the ones that you saw at the beginning of this video. But there are just some guys who think that handing a woman, particularly if she's petite, a powerful, full power round firing rifle or some big hand cannon for their first shooting experience. And they think it's a wonderful idea, whether it's for their own amusement or, simply because they're idiots. Women are fully capable of firing powerful rifles and handguns, but starting anyone, male or female, who's a beginner on such a firearm is a really good way to make them recoil sensitive and think that you're an ass. Starting with a .22 is almost a cliche, but it allows them to learn the fundamentals of proper shooting without worry of recoil, before you start moving up to higher calibers. Next up is what I call the big man syndrome. And I don't think it's unique to the gun community, but there does seem to be this subset in our community that feels the need to play the big man. They bring a lady out to the range and then spend half an hour, giving them the history of the rifle's development, the story of how the round came to be, standard infantry tactics using this rifle in the first half of the 20th century. She came out to shoot, dude. Let her shoot. Give her the 4 cardinal rules of gun safety. Tell her the specific rules that she needs to know for that range. And then give her some instructions on how to shoot the firearm. That's it. Keep the rest for the ride home, although if she cranks up the stereo because they're playing her favorite song, maybe take the hint. She doesn't want to hear your expertise. Next up, be patient. I can promise you that Alvin York or Audie Murphy didn't pick up a rifle, know, and shoot it like they were born to it. And I'm also certain that you weren't born to it. So if she's having some problems, grasping some concepts, relax. Maybe suggest to take a break. Losing your patience and probably getting angry is only going to end the day early for the both of you and probably her interest in the sport. Or, she'll ask someone else to do it for her. Understand that her failure to understand is something is because you aren't explaining it properly. As the teacher, the fault is yours, not hers. So adopt that mindset and you should be more patient. Next up, deliver instruction calmly and systematically. Once you've gone over the 4 rules of firearm safety, the range rules, the manual of arms for the firearm, you're still likely going to have to deliver some instruction while they're shooting. Now, I didn't come up with this system I'm about to describe. I've seen other instructors do it, and when I bring someone out, I use it and it works. So you've got her at the firing line. She's got the rifle. I tend to stand slightly to their right so that if they're a right-hander, if the left hand, obviously, that's reversed. About a foot or two away so that the arm and the rifle that they're going to be shooting is directly in front of me and they're slightly to the left. Now, if you aren't sharing a bed with her, ask her if you can touch her arm and you can touch her shoulder. And if she agrees to that, explain to her that if you want to tell her something, you're just going to gently touch her on the shoulder. On a loud range and with Ear Pro, this will focus her attention on you. Now, next tell her that if she's going to do something that you'd like to correct, that you're going to touch her shoulder with one hand, and then gently put your hand on her elbow. It's non-threatening, but it'll signal to her that there's something that she's doing that isn't correct. Now, finally, you can tell her that if she's about to or doing something that's against the rules or potentially dangerous, like sweeping someone with a barrel, that's always popular, that you're going to place one hand on her shoulder and you're going to hold her wrist with the other hand and ask her to stop. And again, always be calm when doing this. Now, you don't need to twist her hand or her wrist off. Just explain calmly why you're holding their wrist. The important thing, like I said, is to always be calm, non-threatening, and clearly explain what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that's it. Like I said, just a couple of helpful tips. I hope you find some of them at least useful. Make sure to take someone, male or female, out to the range and shoot. Now, I know it's popular these days to have, only women teaching women because #only she knows how. But anyone can teach anyone anything if they do it respectfully and they do it calmly. As always, if you found this video interesting and or useful, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give a like to this video, share it. Leave a comment below. That's always appreciated. If you found something that I missed, bring it up. I'd be more than happy to, address it. And like I said, you can subscribe to the channel as well. Finally, there are links to both my Twitter and Facebook pages below in the description. And as happy shooting, safe shooting.